If you miss the customer once, I'll tell you the customer will never come back. So you should always think about the consumer point of view. Business is what? It's for long term, long duration. That's why we should always have a consumer protection. The consumer are sometimes ignorant, so there should be people who can protect them. Consumer Protection Act is 1986. Then we have the Contract Act 1982. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Business Studies in Vidyashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence. Now this is a new chapter for you, that is consumer protection. It's a 12th chapter where I'll tell you more about the consumer protection, what exactly consumer protection is, why we need to have consumer protection. If consumer protection wasn't there, what would have happened to the entire selling and buying concept? So consumer protection has a very wide range. I'll tell you why it has a very wide range. Whether it is a small company or a big firm, small or big, or even private or public sector, whoever are exploiting the consumer, where the consumer should go? The consumer should be protected because he is the real king in the market. And if he is not protected, then who else will be protected? Why will any consumer get exploited by a seller? So nobody will go with it. So there should be always a fair trade between the seller and the consumer. So you have a Consumer Protection Act which is done in the Parliament, and that is Consumer Protection Act 1986. And I'll tell you what exactly the consumer protection is all about. It has a wide agenda. The agenda is very much. There are so many things which a consumer should know. That is, he should know about his responsibility, he should know about his rights, and he should also know what exactly the information he should carry whenever he goes for consuming any product or buying any product. It does not only includes educating the consumers about their rights and responsibility, but also helps to getting their grievance redressal. That is, whatever is the grievance, people should be there to listen to what exactly has happened, and he should get compensations. What he should get? He should get compensation, right? He should get compensation. So we call it as redressal, relief. Importance of consumer protection. Why consumer protection is very important in these centuries? One is from customers point of view, another is from the point of view of business. Both the ways you need to understand. You have a business firm, right? And the business firm will always be in the market if and only if they satisfy the customer, because business is not for a short term, it is always for a long duration. So until and unless you satisfy the customer, you cannot withstand in the business for a long run. So understand, you should always have a very good relationship with the business firm, with the customer, as well as the customer with the business firm. If you miss the customer once, I'll tell you the customer will never come back. So you should always think about the consumer point of view, and one more is in the point of view of the business. From the point of view of the customer, what exactly happens to consumer is, one is consumer is ignorance. Consumer ignorance. Sometimes consumer, though he is specialized in any of the field, he would have taken a master's in any of the graduation, he will be very educated, but still what happens is the consumer certain times what happens is he becomes ignorant. That's why we need to have a consumer protection forum. Second is unorganized consumer. The thing is, he'll not know anything about it. What is that to buy? What is the real price of the product? Did I get exploited by those people? Or he will not be knowing anything. So we need to have a consumer protection. Next is widespread exploitation of consumer. If there is no proper consumer protection, what happens is the sellers will be there everywhere. The sellers will be there everywhere who will exploit the consumer at large. So there should always be somebody who can protect the consumers. Protect. There should be a protection, and that protection is called the consumer protection. And the government of India have introduced so many things called 1986 Consumer Protection Act. Protection Act. And here any fraudulent things or any things which are against the business, if it happens legal or illegal, if it happens and they're exploiting the customers or the consumer, then the government has launched a regulation called Consumer Protection Act, where they will take care about the people who are behind it. Next thing is from the point of view of the business, why the business should have. See, one thing I told you about the business is always for long term. Business is what? It's for long term, long duration. That's why we should always have a consumer protection. Business uses society resources. Understand here, when they are using the resources at large and they are doing a fraudulent things to the society, then why there should be any business as such? So we need a consumer protection where they can actually take care about all these people who are exploiting the resources as well as exploiting the customer. Next thing is social responsibility. It's always the Consumer Protection Act which says that the business need to always follow something called the society norms or social responsibility. Next thing is moral justification. So somebody should be there to check whether the business is happening properly or not, and the business also should have a moral justification saying that what they are doing is right or wrong. They should always have something called ethics. What should they have? They should have something called ethics. Next is government intervention. Every time whenever the business is doing good or bad, the government is always there to support the business. Also, if the business does any criminal thing, the government is always there to punish them. Here what happens is the government should also intervention the business whenever there is a problem in the business. If there is a sudden hike of the commodity, sudden hike of the product, the government should always question them why there is a hike of these commodities, these goods or these things. That's why we need to have consumer protections. So these are the things about the business aspect. Let's go with the legal protection to consumer. What are the legal protection to consumer? Legally, how a consumer is being protected? What are the government rules and regulations which helps the consumer at large? How is that the seller will not exploit the customers is only through the legal protection given by the government of India. The government says that there should be a Consumer Protection Act which is 1986, which was given in the parliament, passed by the parliament in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, where they'll explain about the responsibility and the rights of the consumer. The second thing is the Contract Act 1982. Here the Contract Act says that there should always be a legal binding between the seller and the buyer. Whenever they go with this legal binding, they are supposed to form a contract. If there is a termination of contract with somebody's influence, then they can actually go with the Contract Act 1982, where no party will get betrayal. The next thing is the Sale of Goods Act. Now, the Sales of Goods Act is a very important one, wherein you will understand that in 1930, that is before independence, it was made. The reason is here, whenever we go with any of the sales, the party who are buying also should have a responsibility, as well as they should have ethics while doing the business. It is not just the consumer who should always be protected, it is also the people who are selling the goods also should be protected. Next is the Essential Commodity Act. There are few essential commodities. Now those commodities, there are possibility of food adulteration, or else there will be something called a malpractice. That's why we need to have a Essential Commodity Act, which because those commodities are very expensive. Next you have agricultural produce, that is here what happens is they'll start grading, that is A1 quality, A2 quality, A3 quality according to the standard of the agricultural product. So usually what they do is they do grading and marking the product, and that is actually in the Act 1937. So a quick recall: Consumer Protection Act is 1986, then we have the Contract Act 1982. The next comes to the Sales of Goods Act 1930, Essential Commodity Act 1955, and the last one is the Agriculture Produce, which is 1937. Now still more we have, that is the legal protection to consumer, that is one is the prevention of food adulteration. Please understand here, food adulteration is something which is the worst of the worst business anybody can go for it. That is whatever the consumer is consuming, right? If you do adulteration, then what is the business all about? There are many people who have done adulteration and been caught, and they are sued and their license are being taken away from the government. The thing here is, the common example I'll tell you about adulteration. Let's compare like this: the price of papaya and the price of pepper. What happens is the price of pepper is very high and the price of papaya is very low. If you compare this, what is adulteration between papaya and the pepper? The papaya seeds are being adulterated with pepper and then they are sold in the market. Now both of them, they look alike, so what happens is there is a adulteration. One more type of adulteration which I'll tell you is the mustard and ragi. Now ragi and mustard, again both of them they look alike, but what is the price of mustard and price of ragi? So understand the concept, and people are doing adulteration. I've given you only two of example which are like normal things, but there are so many other kind of examples where the company are exploiting the consumer at large. Next thing is the standard of weights and measures. Understand the standard of weights and measures here. What usually happens here is there are many of the people who always malpractice and they do fraudulent thing to the customers. How is that they do? One is they'll give a quality goods, no issues, but they go with the quantity, that is the 500 kg weight which is being given by the government. What they do is they manipulate it and they make it 600 to 700 grams, and then they weight as 500 grams. So what happens is the consumer will lose 200 grams for every purchase. So that's why a standard is set, and the people whoever are selling the product, they need to go and get the weighing machine from the government only. But usually what happens is the other way around also happens. There is again everywhere a shortcut where the other people are there who will go with a fraudulent acts. The trademark. Now everything should have a trademark, and the Trademark Act is 1999. The next one we have is the Competition Act 2002. In this Competition Act, what happens is because of cutthroat competition within the seller and the seller, usually the buyer are the one who are in a trouble. So we should always go with Competition Act 2002. The last one is the Bureau of Indian Standard, which is 1986. Here you will understand the responsibility of the seller, and the responsibility of the buyer, because it has been given as the Standard Bureau of India. So here what happens is they will always maintain a decorum, they will always maintain a role in the way they proceed, where the customer are not being punished by the sellers. Here there will be no fraudulent act done by the sellers. That is what they always check upon. So these are the things which you are supposed to know in this chapter. And I'll tell you students, whenever you go and buy any product, what is that you should do is you should always see that you are not being cheated by any of the seller. Thank you so much. In the next session I'll just catch you. Till then, I'll see you when I see you.